Liverpool fan in Japan.
Hello YouTube, Liverpool fan in Japan here, the Miyazaki man Sai. Alrighty, we have beaten Wolves 2-1 at Molineux. It was a hard fought victory, a very scrappy affair. Liverpool did not play their best by any means, but I'll tell you why. This may be one of the most important games of the season and we've come through it with 3 points. So let's get into it. Alrighty, so first and foremost, it's a universal law that you cannot play fantastically well in all the fixtures throughout the whole season. It's just impossible. The opposition will set themselves up to stifle you. They might play on form. You might be out of form. You might have uncharacteristic errors. You might have characteristic errors, let's say, for example. However, what's most important is the result. The result determines everything, and it's 3 points in the bag, and Liverpool go top of the table. Now, looky, Manchester City are having a mini crisis right now. Not only the 115 financial fair play charges against them, levied against them, Pep Guardiola having internal strife with Mikel Arteta as well. Arsenal floating thereabouts, lucky with 2 goals at the end against a Leicester who were almost out of sorts but almost came away with a point as well. They are behind Liverpool. Now Aston Villa have the chance to go right up there as well. And I did mention 5 critical points that are very, very important to consider and why this might be one of the most crucial victories. So I mentioned when you don't always play well, you need to come away with the points. Every player plugged away to do their best in Arne slot machine system, up the shiny one. We still have the excitement and the thrill of the new manager bounce. Now is not a time to get demotivated and derailed by losing to another lower table team in the current standings. We lost to Nottingham Forest. We can't be losing to Wolves to lose that feel-good feeling. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Virgil van Dijk and Mo Salah, right? The 3 players are out of contract. Well, they're definitely playing their way into new contracts at the moment because we are top of the table and it's a sum of all the parts. Now, the existence of Mo Salah on the pitch forces the opposition to play differently just because he's the metric goal king, Egyptian running down the wing, and he's always a goal threat in the bigger situations. Now, if you looked at the statistics, right, his statistics actually looked phenomenal in this match. But how can that be when the eye test said he looked so poor in this match? His first touch was off. He couldn't get any change out of Ait-Nouri played him so well. Technical whiz of a left back former come winger. Ait-Nouri, who's also been linked with Liverpool. He could look good in the Liverpool jersey for sure, right? I really think Mo Salah is one of those players that you keep on not because you owe him a favour or he might come up transfer and do something in the last 10-15 minutes, but for the fact that his existence allows other players space to do their thing. And when he gets the goals, when he gets the assists, right, it actually has a positive impact on the rest of the season. When he gets the goal and assist, similar to myself in field hockey, for example, even though you're playing crap, you're not on form, or what you're trying does not come off, or you just don't have the legs, you're leggy on that particular day, when you score a goal especially, but an assist also helps as well, going into the next game you're like, alright, that wasn't one of my best performances, but it's another one on the table. I won't catch Haaland easily, but it's worth trying, and he will always be fed by that motivation and hunger, so you do that to keep the players in form. Sometimes it's about the longer game than the shorter game. Now, I've talked about Mo Salah as well. Virgil van Dijk out of contract as well, the captain of Liverpool. He's putting in stunning performances. Now, he's changed slightly ever since that little T-Rex Pickford scissored his knee, for example, and did the ACL damage. But he's a colossus, he's a man mounting, even 89 rated in FIFA, he's still the best defender in FIFA. Jota was saying like, I'm going to get you my team, you're going to be first pick, for example. Van Dijk is composure, coolness, dominant in air. Strand Larsen couldn't get any change out of him at all. And his combination with Konate, colossus, bang, bang, physicality, speed, brute force as well, right? Sometimes you have to scrap through these affairs by hook and by crook. You get the points, you get your leg, you get stuck in as well. He didn't have too much to do, similar to Alisson Becker, but what he did need to do, he stepped up with aplomb and really delivered on that performance. Now, Trent Alexander-Arnold is slightly different, right? Obviously, hasn't entered his prime yet, coming of age into that bracket. He's won everything at a young age. Is he going for his brand? Is he going for those highlight reel moments? No, he just wants to win. He's a winner. You can tell in determination. His character is a little bit stoic as well in the background. He's not the most cheerful, cheeky chappy like a Robbo. He's quite a cool customer. Cares about his composure, his imagery, and that kind of thing. And when he kicked away the ball in petulance, getting an early yellow card, he just wants to win. You can see how much he's really imbued in the game now. He didn't have his best game offensively, but defensively, he played his man relatively well, right? Bellegarde didn't get too much change out of Alexander-Arnold, and as a defensive unit, he did well, although I'd probably say that Andy Robertson did the better of the two on opposite side, keeping the width, and he should have got an assist to Dominic Szoboszlai. So that's the first point. Even though the 3 players are out of contracts, they are playing for the team, playing for the club, taking the instructions from Arne the slot, and grinding and plugging away at the performances. And when you have the slot machine in full effect, in full force, with the passing verve, with the ability to convert goal scoring chances, what I really like about the slot machine football is you might come at me and say some of those games, right, 5-1, 3-0, 2-0, we didn't even particularly play well or to our best in some of those games, and yet we're scoring high numbers. I predicted 2-1 in this fixture. I predicted the lineup. Both of them were correct. I almost got the Wolves lineup. I think I said Doherty or something for Semedo. More or less correct. And the way the game would play out pretty much was to my expectations as well. And that is why I think 2-1 is a fantastic result, because point number 2 is that we have so much firepower, but even more importantly, the goals can come from anyone in the team. So it's Jota, Diogo Jota, the Slaughter, to Konate heading it in. Now Konate has been involved in 3 goals and assists back to back. I think it's a record or something like that. And he's really getting involved now in those decisive moments. Van Dijk used to win us games. I remember one game where Van Dijk scored 2 headers to give us a victory, right? Konate is equalising with the header against Milan, against Wolves. He's actually scoring the crucial goals. When you score the first goal for your team, it's always of the utmost important. More important than scoring the 3rd or 4th goal. Sometimes the 2nd goal is pretty important as well to kill off a game, but the 1st goal is always the most important, because it doesn't become a different game until you break the deadlock and change the opposition strategy, because they've actually got to come at you sometime within the 90-minute duration, right? You've changed the narrative and the flow of the game. So the fact that we have goals in this team everywhere, when you're talking from midfield, pot shots from Alexis McAllister, Gravenberch is playing deeper, so you don't expect him to get as many goal involvements. Szoboszlai really should have racked another one up, you know, come up to the challenge of Arne, getting more goals under his name. That 2 from last season in that FIFA rankings, what was that? Robertson, perfect cross, high tempo, up the tempo, incisive passing. Szoboszlai kind of did everything right, but really should be more confident to hit it right into the side net or hit it into the roof of the net, really hit through the keeper. But that's like a Sam Johnston Dudek moment where instinctive, reaction safe, pang off. Szoboszlai couldn't believe it. He was off key quite a bit. I mean, Szoboszlai, I don't think he can score higher than a 6. You might give him a 5.5 for this particular match. After that save, defensive duties, getting his ass back, very important. There's a reason why Szoboszlai, McAllister and Gravenberch play over like Lautaro, Endo and Curtis Jones and Harvey Elliott, for example, is the fact that Arne's not mentioned it time and time again, apart from the quality, they are runners. They are willing runners, and they run non-stop for 90 minutes. And when you've got that athleticism, and Dominic Szoboszlai backs himself in stats to say he's higher and faster than everyone else, he thinks he's the fastest, why not? And then you have the runners for 90 minutes who do the job defensively, in position, in shape, and don't give the opportunity for the opposition to attack you. But saying that though, we've had to rely on our defence in the last few weeks to bail us out of potentially tricky situations when their wingers are inverting and cutting inside and the midfielders are overlapping as well. And the only occasion when we really couldn't get a foothold in the game was Nottingham Forest, when they deployed the 3-6s in that midfield and held position, held zonal, and we really didn't have a way to play through them. And when they got the cutting edge at a final opportunity for Callum Hudson-Odoi to slot it in with a wonder goal, face it, we've lost to a wonder goal and we've conceded to a scrappy goal that Konate and Alisson got in a bit of a mix-up. What do you guys think in the comments below? Alisson without the facial hair, without the goatee, without the beard, is he weakened? Is he Samson of sorts? Oh, it's a good discussion, isn't it? Yeah, I'm powered up in the Japan jersey. This white jersey is actually pretty nice. I don't know if you can see the designs and mouldings in and out. I love the Japan kit, top notch. But I digress just a little bit. This is a channel of substance and abundance, and we go through all of the talking points.
The cream of the crop!
And I'm not afraid to say Trent Alexander-Arnold needs to eliminate that petulance out of his game. Those unneeded yellow cards will directly attack him and focus on him more. And the fact that Ibu Konate's speech, what a genius. He is the media genius of our generations. His speech that got the man of the match, you know. Telling Gary Neville next time choose him over Gravenberch, for example. But Gravenberch was different gravy, mate. I'm sorry. Gravenberch and Van Dijk probably deserved it over Konate. Konate, a bit of the wobbly Alisson, come and get it. To be fair, Alisson, right? He makes some crucial catches. He catches the ball, which relieves the pressure instantly. It's not a punch. It's not a palm. It's not a deflection. He catches the ball in pressure situations, and that's what I like about Alisson Becker. He makes the difficult things look simple. He doesn't need to do difficult things because he's always in the right position anyway, right? But Konate, he can have better games than that. And if he scored a goal, for example, and he didn't make that mistake, perhaps he would have got the man of the match. But hey, special gravy makes a difference. There's one piece of play. Cody Gakpo cutting from the left-hand side, megs the opposition, passes it to Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones onto, I believe, Mo Salah. Mo Salah lining up, returning it to Curtis Jones. Both Curtis Jones and Trent Alexander were running onto that ball to smack it. Saved by the keeper, Sam Johnson. Low to the left, palmed across for a corner. That's something as well. A low point. We need to work on our set pieces. The free kicks don't look super effective. the corners. We had so many corners. We need to start scoring more from corners considering our physicality. Let's get some proper routines in there and score more. That is probably the low point of the match considering how many opportunities we had with them. We never really threatened too much from them, and we do have the physicality and the players to really do it. So yeah, the fact that we have offensive threat throughout the whole team and we can get goals from anywhere to come back to win the game and to equalise the game, and that Mo Salah is continually scoring, which will keep his confidence up high when we really need him for those most decisive games coming up as well. The next point is, defensively and in control, towards the 90th minute, we seem to be able to hold our nerve. Now, we conceded some late goals previously in the Jurgen Klopp era and then scored late goals as well. In the second half, we turned it on, went full throttle, you know, all guns blazing to really get the points on the board during the second half of games. But with Arne Slot's controlled narrative, you find that there are spurts in the game where you seem confident that, okay, we're the only team that may score here. We have possession, we have control. The players seem to know the positions they need to be in, but more importantly, as Slot keeps intimating in post-match interviews, they get back. As soon as they lose the ball, they get back into position and don't present easy chances, right? When they're on an overload as well, the players dive in at last-ditch lunging tackles. Konate, prime example of that. Even Trent Alexander-Arnold getting back in, Szoboszlai getting back in as well. These players have a desire to defend, and it's great to see. And when you have the technical attributes of Ryan Gravenberch holding the ball, shifting the ball either side, Alexis McAllister, pass master, tempo maestro, and they have that work ethic to track back. Dominic Szoboszlai is not afraid to track back. Jota leads the press and tracks back. Salah does his part for the team. He's not a prima donna. Luis Diaz tracks back. Cody Gakpo tracks back. Darwin Núñez tackling like a beast at the back as well. Hope he gets better soon. My friend Darwin Núñez, agent of care, to overcome that illness soon. It's fantastic to see that work ethic. They want to win the things this season, and it's a great opportunity now that Man City are faltering. Arsenal are very defensive, relying on their attacking talent. Odegaard is out, being a big issue for them as well, because he's the creative link between the midfield and attack and adds extra juice, extra bit of quality, as well as captain leadership material as well. So yes, the defensive solidarity is a big plus. And number 4, the ability to change things on the bench, change things tactically, tweak little movements to get yourself back in the game. Now we know that Cody Gakpo is more or less a first team player on rotation with Lucho Diaz. Lucho Diaz looked a player reborn, but the fact is all of these players have a chance in Arne Slot era to go above and beyond what they performed before. So some coaches can adapt to the demands of a new coach, some cannot. Naby Keita could not adapt to Jurgen Klopp and the Premier League, for example, right? But under Arne Slot, has any player regressed? I can honestly say that to me, every single player is either the same level under Jurgen Klopp or improved. Darwin Núñez, I think, got slightly overcoached in the pressing and pressure type game. It took away some of his natural instincts, and he was knackered and shattered by the time he was trying to fluff those chances. And the kind of goal scoring positions we got Darwin Núñez in as well did him no favours. The kind of goal scoring chances we got Lucho Diaz in did him no favours. But that is important in a game pressing system to break the deadlock, because when one of those does go in, it's a different game. And when you have the relentless pressure of a Jurgen Klopp team breaking down the doors, that is the way to open the door, batter open the door. With Arne Slot's system, we are so... Luis Diaz said it himself in the interview, we're so much more keen on playing between the peripheries of the post, getting a 10 in position to slide rule the ball out wide or back inside to make a clearer shooting opportunity. How many times Luis Diaz has got to the penalty spot or in and around the goalposts is immaculate. How many times Jota underlaps to get into position or overlaps to allow the wide forward to get into position as well. How much Darwin Núñez is getting into the position, into the acute angle in the goal to shoot as well. Sure, his comment on he's played 2 matches from the start and 5 on the bench or whatever, hilarious. All his Spanish mates were lapping it up, but the fact is he looks like he's improving as well. Curtis Jones intimated that the system suits him. I think he does, because he's a roaming ball carrying playmaker who plays between the lines as well. It would have suited Harvey Elliott, but unfortunately he's injured as well. Szoboszlai gets more opportunities as an attacking 10 to get in and around the goal scoring opportunities, so it suits him as well, rather than sacrificing him to cover for Trent Alexander-Arnold all the time. And the insistence of putting Trent Alexander-Arnold into the base of the midfield at times last season was slightly frustrating, for the fact that on that right post, that right position, that right mid half space position, he can hit anywhere in the area anyway, and he has the ability to go forward into the right sided 8 position and drive further forward, of which he's been really effective doing. And when Gary O'Neill's 4-1-4-1 formation, right, and Andre Trindade, right, he's found his kind of level at Wolves. He's a decent player for them, but there's a reason why Fulham chose Emile Smith-Rowe over Andre Trindade, and why Liverpool looked over him as well. They did okay. Bellegarde running at Trent Alexander-Arnold. The most improved thing about Trent Alexander-Arnold is he wants to focus on his defending and be a defender that no one wants to come 1v1 up against. And with Kyle Walker regressing, obviously, he should be nailed on because Reece James is also an injury sick note. Trippier's getting older as well. Really, Trent Alexander-Arnold is the premier right back in world football in the Premier League at the moment. And really, he just needs to keep plugging away, adding to those defensive performances as well, because Bellegarde did run at him. But he stuck to his task. He slid in there. He was paying attention. He was focused. He's got his game face on as well. I just think Wolves were playing above and beyond their position because they had a very, very hard start to the season, but they didn't play like it. They gave as good as they got in this particular game. They had confidence to play the ball. Lamina was working between the lines and doing a lot of really, really good things as well. Gomez, very, very tidy player as well. That Wolves midfield of Andre Gomez. It could be Andre Gomez, right? That's a different player. Played for Everton, right? I've got an injury there. And Cunha as well, very, very technical player. They're much different than the Raul Jimenez and Dama Traore of the past as well. They're really, really trying to play ball and work those small crossing angles as well. That's another thing, right? They get inside of Robertson, get inside of Trent Alexander-Arnold and play these little crossed balls that just drop onto their striker's head because... yeah, I think sometimes, even though we're dominant in the air, the shorter ball that doesn't travel as much distance is an opening that Liverpool have to erase out because Wolves maybe got 3 crosses in that kind of position, or which twice the striker got the head onto the ball, but Alisson easily plucked it out of the air because he couldn't get any power. Now, is that a ploy to give these half chances that we can quickly reclaim the ball to attack again? I'm not sure, but all I know is we're not conceding from it. We conceded for our own stopping mistake, and with our goal difference 4 against the against, things are working, but it can be fine-tuned ever so slightly. Talking about fine-tune, other side fullback, Robertson, not having to bomb up and down and overlap, even though he still does that, gets the opportunity to see the game from his position in the left wing-back slot, and when Trent Alexander-Arnold bombs forward, he becomes an extra man in defensive midfield slot. He becomes an extra wide defender. Him and Van Dijk are the staples at the back that allow Konate to go front-footed, to allow Trent to push forward as well. So he's having a more controlled role, but he's really getting used to it. And, you know, his assist metrics are getting clawed back by Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think they're equal. Someone correct me if I'm wrong right now. But he doesn't mind because he's a professional and he's going towards, you know, the latter parts of his career as well. He knows he needs to evolve to stay in the Arne Slot system because he's not the most technical, but he's got game intelligence and he's willing to learn. He's almost a teacher's pet. He's almost the Adam Lallana of this current generation as the teacher's pet. And it's good fun to see as well, right? And a special word for Gravenberch. Number 4, point Gravenberch, right? Wow. You couldn't buy a Gravenberch. No one can take Gravenberch from Liverpool right now. Nobody. It ain't happening. He's a special gravy that Arne Slot has cooked up, and he is the ultimate 6 in that position because he can do a bit of everything. Comfortable on the ball, can ping the long balls, which is an attribute that we didn't see so much. Right? We saw it in Ajax. We didn't see it at Bayern Munich. We didn't see it early days at Liverpool. But he can hit some proper long balls. Amazing. And Konate can hit long balls, which is now the long ball passing ability from the back is Van Dijk, Konate, Trent, and Gravenberch, and McAllister. Wow. Totally gifted this squad. He tackles. His tackle metrics are sky high. He duels in the air. He's not the best defensively aerially in the air, but he duels in the air. He's got physicality. He's quite tall as well. Now, some people in the comments below like to talk about his physicality and trying to get his body in the way. I think he isn't shy of that physicality, but he's quite good at winning the ball clean as well and snapping in with that little vine whip Bulbasaur-like tackle, and the loose ball is picked up by our players and defenders anyway, right? If there is any weakness in this team at the moment, right? If there's any weakness in this team at the moment, it's that when they play Arne Slot's style of football and the laterals, sometimes the opposition have the ability to dive the wingers inside on the diagonals next to our 6s and overwhelm our 6 position, because they've been trying that again and again, which is why sometimes McAllister drops with Gravenberch into that deep lying role. Now when they return possession, when we retrieve possession, opposition that sit in a zonal mark and don't press us from the back, we've still yet to uncover how to really break that low block position. They can take advantage of our progressive midfield pushing up high line going forwards by penning us in the sixth position and then working someone into the outside wide space and coming back inside to shoot across, right? That's where most teams have had the goal scoring opportunities and where we fumbled it a little bit with a little bit of sloppy play, but we've got away with it. The most important thing is we've got away with it because the defenders are doing the best to defend the position and the scenario, even if it doesn't look the cleanest. But when the opposition set up zonally as well, I would like to see those patterns of play that Arne's not mentioned to break down particular formations, especially this 3-5-2 or 3-5-1-1 that a lot of opposition are employing at the moment, where the two wing backs sit tight in the sixth line. We have two deep and one in front. The one front leads the press. The two follow in behind that intelligent shadow, so no space in between there. And the wing backs pen in and crush the middle as well. And if we really gain some joy in behind them, the two wing backs fall back, so it becomes a 5-3-2 or 5-3-1-1 formation, in which case it's even more obtuse and it's hard to get to the byline to pull it back as well. But saying that though, you can't complain. One loss to Nottingham Forest, a 3-0 victory against Man United, top of the table. Victories in the EFL Carabao Cup against Premier League opposition. Victory in the Champions League against AC Milan with heritage, with prestige as well. The squad players actually contributing as well. Cody Gakpo looking amazing. Darwin Núñez looking like he's getting there and he's starting to believe as well. Curtis Jones coming back from injury. We hope Harvey Elliott can come back from injury as well. Endo is being given minutes. He played his part and played his role as well when he needed a destroyer in congested midfield. He comes in as well. Kwanzaa is a quality option. Gomez is a versatile quality option across the back. Kelleher has done no wrong whatsoever. Alisson's hair will regrow back. It's all looking good at the moment. Where are the faults in the team? Well, you can say, for example, McAllister's playing further away from goal, but that's kind of sidewinded by the fact that Szoboszlai's playing closer to the goal because it's the system, right? And it's obviously complemented by Gravenberch being able to find people in and amongst the lines and break the lines with a run. When you can break the midfield lines with a run, the opposition have no way to prevent that or counter that or regroup or shape in time. This is why Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain was super effective against Manchester City. And Pep Guardiola had the nerve to say, it's only the front three, In that documentary, Firmino, Mane, Salah, they forgot about our Ox because the Ox broke through the lines with power, with pace, with dribbling ability, and Daisy Cutter skyrocketed into the side of net past Ederson, flying. We have the ability in Gravenberch and Szoboszlai to do that as well. And McAllister on the half turn is super effective, and it doesn't matter how many times he's fouled, he gets back up and he plucks away the little ginger nuts. Where is the weakness in the team? There isn't a particular weakness in the team. Federico Chiesa is only going to get fitter and stronger and faster. 93 pace in FIFA, right? Oh boy, Lucho Diaz, fast. Núñez, fast. Szoboszlai rates himself as well. We've got a fast team, defensive bedrocks as well. And people want to say quality, right? The quality of the players. Will we go back in for Zubimendi? Now, if Zubimendi is available, it will be a difficult ask to take him away from Manchester City, who offer him the riches and will probably build that mountain for him, right? That mountain, man. What can you do? Can we get a mountain Merseyside? Lure Zubimendi in? It'll be a great complement to Wataru Endo, McAllister, and Gravenberch in that sixth position. We have Tyler Morton, who came on and did his chances no harm as well. He's in the plans because he actually played some minutes as well. Stefan Bajcetic is looking to get to form in Salzburg as well under Pep Linders because he's put in a lot of tackles and getting through the work rate as well. We've permanently sold Bobby Clark, and Bobby Clark isn't quite settled there 100% yet. So the future looks really, really bright. Is there any clear weaknesses in the Liverpool team? Some people want to replace our left back, but our left back is doing great in terms of offensive transition and defensively holding position as well. It's a role, it's a function, the left back in this. It's not the most beautiful or glamorous function, but it's a function. Kostas Tsimikas rotates in and we're still racking the points in. This is a beautiful thing, number 5, okay? The backup options can rotate in, can slot, master the art of rotation, right? Getting those fringe players, those squad players, those secondary players in and not losing that performance. And even if you do lose a performance, get the result, because the result is what matters in the end. It's your head on the chopping block and you need the results for the duration of the season. And the proof is in the pudding. So far, he has done it. Now, he mentions as well, we've beaten teams that aren't expected to finish in the top 4, right? Can we do it against the top 6? Can we do it against the top half of the table? Well, the fixtures are coming up. There's only one way to find out. But the most important thing is you can only beat what's in front of you, and we've racked the points on the board already. If you can say in the opening of the season, you're going to have the highest goal difference, you're going to be the top of the table, you're going to smash Man United 3-0, but you're going to lose to Nottingham Forest, everyone would have probably taken it, right? I know some people are greedy, they say we can win it all. Winning it all is not easy because Premier League opposition and the opponents are very, very tough. In my opinion, if you were to ask me to be objective and say, is there a weakness? Is there a clear weakness in this squad? I can't say there's a clear weakness. You just can't say it. But the frustrating play will be, can we break the quality low blocks, the low blocks that are filled with quality players, defensive minded players, and really show that we have the ability to play through them when they're set in their zonal position trying to grasp a point. If we can prove that, then we're well on our way for good things this season, for trophies, to be there in and amongst the bunch to compete for the trophies. Because on any given day, it doesn't matter who you recruit a Zubimendi, for example, whoever you want to get, on any given day, Man City and Arsenal can still spank you, and you can lose to your Aston Villas, you can lose to your Brightons, you can lose to your whoever's in the Champions League as well. It's a different kettle of fish, new format, right? You can lose to a Bayern Munich, you can lose to a Real Madrid, for example. We better get our revenge on Real Madrid, it's been overdue. But all things considered, I don't think there's a clear weakness at Liverpool. Sometimes you don't play at your best, but then again, who can play at the best all the time? The most important thing is you get the results, you graft, you fight, you dig in. In fact, it almost proves that having that fighting mentality and the fighters within the squad and that camaraderie and that friendship in the squad can convert into them getting in the trenches, as Roy Keane loves to say, fighting for each other and grinding out those victories. I would rather have 5 grinded victories and 15 points than 3 beautiful performances, 1 draw and 1 loss, right? I'm sure all of you would as well, because at the end of the day, 3 points matters, and Arne slot is the top of the lot. He's the best, he's the boldest, he's the shiniest. And I want to say he's the miniest, but he's not mine, he's all of ours. He's ours. Liverpool fans, we have Arne slot, and I'm so proud that we have Arne slot. This was a fantastic, fantastic match. And in lieu of doing the player ratings, because unfortunately it was a late kickoff for me, so I watched it in spurts and pieces. I probably missed 10-15 minutes of the game, but from what I saw, it's encouraging that even when we don't play at our best, we're still looking an attacking threat. We can score from many different sources. When a player gets hooked for a player off the bench, we don't lose attacking verve. They have a clear function in the team, and they offer something to be able to contribute towards the end of the season. We need goals from the bench, we need goals from our fringe players, we need goals from Konate, we need goals, hopefully Robertson and Joe Gomez can get one before the end of the season as well. That would be a sight to see. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you thought of that particular match and our prospects going forwards. The fixtures are coming thick and fast. Luckily, I can do the live watch along in Crystal Palace because that's an early kickoff for me. So definitely join me on that one again. Next video, I will announce the winner of the Gambare Eto Sports Day video. He has already filmed who he has chosen as his winner, and I will give you one of my football tops and some snacks and other goodies as well. But thank you to everyone who entered the competition. When time permits, I'll give a goodie to each and every one of you entered the competition. Lots of giveaways and competitions coming very, very soon, because I'm the king of merch and I love my merch, and I've got one here today to open as well. So this better be a merch, because lately I've been opening some Weeb goodies. I don't know how that got in the mix, but it always gets in the mix. I love my Weeb merch. Alrighty, so this is one of the most beautiful kits. Now, I've probably got this one actually hanging up here. So this is M size turquoise and green, one of my favorite kits of all times. And I got this from Mercari Japan. Check out Zen Market, it's a proxy service that ships worldwide. But a beautiful, beautiful shirt. It almost looks Japanese in nature because of the swirling tsunami, seas and mountains as well. You know what? I'm going to host this one in a giveaway, okay? So competition's coming very, very soon. I am going to give away this shirt. Check it out. Make sure you like the video. Smash the like. Lots of quality content coming up very, very soon. Join the Discord. We banter, we chat. Even on a live watch along as well, we put our chat in the Discord, especially when I can't do the watch along, because everyone there is fantastic. This is a channel of substance and abundance. Liverpool fan in Japan community is the best, is the kindest, most knowledgeable as well. Thank you so much, especially to all the members who are supporting this channel. Hontin domo arigatou gozaimasu. I couldn't do this without you. I have to get some new shoes for Mushroom Boy Eto and his cousin, who's actually with us today, and Chan. So I hope you guys enjoyed my review of the Wolves match as well. This is the kind of match that we really, really got to win and grind through and get the points on the table if we really are serious about competing. And I said from the start of the season, I think Arne Slot will compete for all the biggest prizes, for the fact that he's an unknown quantity. The opposition don't know anything about him, don't know how he's going to play Gravenberch, how he's going to play a Salah, how he's going to play a Jota or Nunes, for example, whereas he has lots of data to go on for the opposition, and that can only mean good things. And he can switch up as well, and he's so bold and shiny. I love the man. Till next time, Miyazaki-man Ichiban, Jane. Peace. Have a great day, everyone.
Liverpool fan in Japan.